Welcome to the Blue Cafe. We bring you stories of faith, love, and devotion. Yeah, just kidding, please help us grow by hitting that like button. Now on to the story. Me 17M believe my mom 42F is having an affair with her personal trainer 27M. I decided to play detective and got some info, but still not sure even though I feel pretty confident, although hesitant to tell my dad 44M since I really am not sure yet. So yeah, I found this out since mom has started to act weird lately. She started working out because she wanted to get into shape about a year ago. She worked maybe once or twice a week, but then she worked out from Monday to Saturday. Nothing unusual, but mom got very fit and she started getting attention from guys she was increasingly more happy with, which my dad had no problem with and seemed happy that she was happy. Mom started acting kind of weird. I asked dad before I found out if he felt mom had been acting weird, and he brushed it off and just said she feels good about herself and genuinely was happy for her. Mom has been more affectionate and I was not sure what the hell was going on. She is not a mom anymore and almost felt like she switched brains with somebody else. It was getting disturbing, and one day I got curious when she said she would late from work, and frankly it had been bugging me for months, so decided to bike over one evening to where she was working. The car was nowhere in sight, no lights in the building, her workplace has 2 floors, and even checked the local parking garage, every damn floor, no cars. I decided to go home and could not sleep. This was a Friday, and then on Saturday I confessed to a friend what I might be suspecting. He suggested I use the Find My iPhone app. I asked mom if I could borrow her phone to look something up since mine was not charged. She unlocked it and I enabled the app, and she had her Apple password stored on the computer. I used to be allowed to rent a movie there when I was younger, so I knew the password to her Apple account. Anyways, she left for work praying she did not turn off mobile data. I logged in and saw that the phone was nowhere near her workplace. Instead, she was in a neighborhood across town. I googled the address and found out a man lived there and searched for the name on FB. One mutual friend guessed who, and saw he worked as a PT at the gym where my mom went. Now I was fairly certain that something was not right. I screenshotted the Find My iPhone map and the information I had. Still no evidence she was actually cheating, but I felt I had enough. She had lied to dad about working late, and what the duck is she doing at her PT place on a Saturday night? Should I tell dad about this and show him what I have now, or do I keep digging because I am fairly certain she is cheating? I still have not confronted mom about it. I am of course gonna tell him if that's the case, but accusing mom of cheating when I am not a 100% sure. But what other possible reason could she have for lying to dad and then being at her PT on a Saturday night when she was supposed to be working late? And to all who judge me for digging, nope, not sorry. It was bugging me so badly I could not take it anymore. Update. Hey everybody, I decided to follow the advice and told my dad and showed him what I had evidence of. Mom came home and decided to let dad take it from here. She admitted to the affair and I told mom what my role in all of this was and that I had suspected something was off for quite a while. I told dad he suspected something was off, but I was the one who told him. Dad was very calm, no yelling or screaming. He just calmly asked her what she wanted. Yes, I was listening, and then she said she wanted to try to save the marriage. She came up and talked to me and I admitted my role in all of this and how I had suspected something was off for quite a while, told her I was sorry but you were acting very strangely and it was driving me nuts. Mom just asked me why I did all of this. I just responded funny. I was about to ask you the same thing. Dad does not deserve this, I said, and she said no he does not, and she was sorry. I also explained how her behavior lately was getting on my nerves and how it was bugging me. You were never that affectionate. You started giving me a kiss on the cheek and more hugging. Part of me wondered if you were taking drugs. So yeah, that was weird for me. I said hell, even my friends thought you were acting strangely, and I got questions at school from people wondering what had happened to you. I am letting them figure this out now. I am doing okay with this, and if a divorce happens there is not gonna be a custody issue since I turn 18 in December. So for me things will not change that much. Dad and I decided to go see a movie later in the evening. We saw Suicide Squad, had already seen it, but it was fun seeing it with him. My dad and I used to go to the movies a lot. He is a movie buff, and we had not been because of COVID, so it was fun seeing a movie with him again. All in all, my dad is gonna be okay, so my dad made it clear to me, do not be mean to mom and treat her with respect. She is still your mom and she loves you. Yeah, I said I will, and that was that. You know what, you are 17. People say you should keep digging. No. Go to your dad, give him what you have, and that's it. It's not your place to catch your mom banging her PT. Just give it over to your dad. Let him handle it. I did 2 hours ago and will post an update. Long story short, I was right. That was the right move. Your dad is the victim and it's his decision what to do. I think you've done brilliantly looking out for him though. Good job. The son is also a victim. The family that he has known all of his life just might be destroyed. Sadly, when people cheat, it hurts more than the spouse. Oh, I completely agree. Oh shit. Sorry to hear that. I did 2 hours ago and will post an update. Long story short, I was right. I'm really sorry to hear that. Please remember your gut feeling. It told you that something wasn't right. Moving forward in your life, please pay attention to your gut feeling. It will help you out in the long run. You did good, young man. The truth goes far. To the idiots attacking this kid because he has backbone and is honesty, you should really look at your principles. His mom was exposing his dad to possible STD. I guarantee you this young gym stud recorded his escapades with the MILF and her used up clips are all over. People who make themselves out for a piñata must not cry when they get beaten. Actions have consequences. Hope your dad visits this personal trainer and asks him what he does with a 40-year-old married woman. He should visit the gym owner as well. My dad has decided to leave the guy alone and he is calm about the whole thing. He was more worried about me but told dad I'm doing okay. Mom has barely been able to look me or dad in the eye, and no, I have not given her shit or anything since my dad asked me not to. So awkward silence from her for the most part. Dad has decided to sleep in the guest room for a while. Other than that, things are calm, but mom looks quite anxious and she nervously asked me to take out the trash today. I almost said there's the door, but kept my mouth shut and did as she asked. Okay, so I am a little angry at her but promised dad don't be a jerk. Jano, she made her bed. I have a feeling your dad is the silent type. They are the ones you do not mess with. I have a feeling this is not over for a long time. People playing stupid games win stupid prizes. It remains your duty as a gentleman to treat your mom with dignity and respect. You have an excellent example of how one acts with dignity and self-respect. Unfortunately, you also have the other example. You should look for a trusted person you can talk to. Maybe get some counseling. You guys went through a lot. Your mom should be in the spare bedroom, not your dad. I would like to add something I did not mention. I told dad to tell mom I spotted her car outside of the PT's house even though I did not. I had a 50-50 chance of being right and decided to risk it, and when mom heard I had seen her car outside of Petey's place, I never did since I did not actually go to his house. She admitted to everything. Used to do investigations. Literally everything this kid is saying checks out. Finding every little thing about someone is pretty easy with enough motivation. Petey's age was found on his FB since it said when he was born that part of his profile was public. No, Find My iPhone did not get me an exact address, so searched the addresses of all houses that were closest to the ... We have an online directory site in my country. You type in the address, you get the names, so I looked up all addresses and looked up every name I found up on FB, so yeah, him living there could all be a coincidence and she was just visiting the neighbor next door. Possible, sure, and if I am wrong then yes, no harm done. Her password was stored on the browser for Apple, but I also remember it since the browser stores it but not iTunes for some reason, and when you rent something or try to buy something on iTunes you need to enter the password again. You could be right that she was not in that house, but that's why I have decided to casually walk by his house the next time she is working late, tomorrow actually, and if I see Mom's car parked outside his house, then bingo. You're really good at this sort of thing. I know this is a horrible time for you, but when it all blows over, consider, you may have the start of a career here, if you want it. My uncle is a cop and my grandfather is a retired cop. Both detectives may have rubbed off. Final update, me 17M believe my mom 42F is having an affair with her personal trainer 27M. I decided to play detective and got some info, but still not sure, even though I feel pretty confident, although hesitant to tell my dad 44M since I really am not sure yet. Hey, just wanted to give a quick update since so many have asked. I am doing okay and so is my dad. Mom moved out of the house 2 weeks ago and we have not really spoken since except for a few texts. She got her own place and told Mom I would stay with Dad even though she keeps asking me to come over for dinner every Sunday. Just told Mom I need some time away from her and she just texted okay back. Dad asked if I wanted to stay with Mom this weekend but told him no. I am honestly relieved she is out of the house. They are still technically married but they are still divorcing. I told Mom I will be staying with Dad until December when I turn 18 and she agreed. So that's it, not sure anything else is gonna happen really. I guess my mom wants to stay in touch but I am just avoiding her for now. So not the most exciting update, but that's what happened. And yes, I am seeing a therapist since my dad convinced me to speak to somebody. Link to original post here. I remember all those panicked people in your first thread that were calling you a horrible son. Several of them tried to scare you into believing that you'd be taken to jail for simply riding a bike by the trainer's house to see if your mom's car was there. I'm glad you didn't listen to them. Be there for your dad, support him in his post-married life, and best of luck with everything. You're a good son. My dad's brother is a cop and even asked him about it and he said the only thing that would happen is that his colleagues would call me and have me track their spouses. I did not break any law, so I knew that was BS. They would be singing a different tune if the genders were reversed, that's for sure. So are you feeling more relieved now that she's gone? Do you think that in the future you will be able to forgive your mother, or do you think it is something difficult to happen? Even if you forgive her, do you think that your relationship with her will be the same as it was before? I do feel more relieved since I am not constantly walking around feeling like there is something wrong all the time. And yes, things have changed. It's not gonna be the same between us. I just feel I have gotten more suspicious towards people in general. A friend of mine has a GF and she gives me bad vibes as well, but that's something I will stay out of. I have spoken to my therapist and he said it's natural that I have trust issues after this. Some trust issues are good because this world is fucked up and you can't trust 100% no one, but the problem is when you have trust issues over everyone every time, becoming neurotic all the time. If you were so naive to trust 100% anyone, in the future you would suffer for that. You just have to observe at how the person acts, and see if it matches with what they are talking about themselves. How long the affair was? I never asked, but a few months at least. We hope you have enjoyed today's episode. Please comment, like and subscribe. Cheers. Have a wonderful day or night. Wherever you are.